For this next video, we're going to be talking about the next three notes on trombone, and they are D, E flat, and F. These notes can all be found on pages 4 and 5 in your book, as well as more songs to practice from these notes, including the ones we worked on last week. So for D, that is our first note, we're going to start in 4th position. To find 4th position, you're going to figure out where the bell is and then move your slide out just a little bit. There's 4th position, and it sounds like this. Make sure to match my pitch, because sometimes it's really easy to play lower than in like the wrong partial. We want to make sure we're right in the middle on B. You can also use a tuner, which you'll find linked on this slide, to be able to help you. When you play the note, it should show a D on your Chromebook when you're using the tuner. Let's try the exercise. 4 Ds and 4 rests. Here we go. 1, 2, ready. Rest, 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 rest. Our next note is going to be E flat. E flat is going to be right where the bell is with your slide, and it sounds like this. Again, be sure to match my pitch and make sure you're not too low or too high. You can also use the tuner. Let's try it again. Let's try the exercise. 1, 2, ready. Rest, 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 rest. Remember, you can stop the video at any time to keep practicing to make sure you get it exactly right. The more comfortable you feel with each of these little pieces of the exercise, the better your playing is going to be when you try to put everything together. For our next note on the trombone, we're going to talk about F. And F is a very special note because it's the first time we're going to play a different partial. So last week we learned B flat, which is in 1st position, which is the slide all the way in. And today we're going to talk about F, which is also in 1st position, but you're going to use your next partial. The way that you change partials is by moving your face just a little bit, by tightening your lips and making the aperture, or the little hole where you blow air through your lips, a little bit smaller, okay? So this is why doing those roller coasters on your mouthpiece is super important, because it helps you get to those higher pitches and lower pitches. So I want you just to try this. We're going to start with B flat. And see if you can scoop up to F without moving your slide. That's called a lip slur. Let's try it again. Ready? B flat. If you're having problems, think about tightening the corners of your mouth and moving your lips just a little bit. You can also try it on just your mouthpiece with the tuner. If you can play B flat and F on your mouthpiece, you're going to be able to play it on the instrument. This is where the tuner comes in really, really handy. It can help you make sure you know which note you're on, which at first can be a little bit tricky. So let's try just playing the F by itself. Try again. 1, 2, ready. Let's try that exercise. 4 Fs. 1, 2, ready, play. Rest, 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 rest. Let's try putting this all together. We're going to learn number 6 in your book on page 4, moving on up. Remember, if there's any part of this that you haven't mastered yet, go back and practice until you feel really comfortable with all of the notes, and then this part will be much easier. Let's go through our process. Number 1, clap and count. Here we go. 1, 2, ready, go. 1, 2, 3, E, 4, 1. 1, 2, 3, E, 4, 1. Our next step is to say our note names. Again, going back and practicing each piece of this can be helpful. When I say my note names, I also like to practice my slide positions. This is when your hand position is super important. This kind of exercise is where you really risk pinching yourself. So you want to make sure your hand is in exactly the right position. So your thumb is around here and your fingers here. You're going to move your slide with just your thumb and your first and second finger. And let's try it. So we're starting in fourth position with D. Here we go. 1, 2, note names, and go. D, 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 rest, rest, rest. D, D, Ef, Ef, F. Do you notice that when I'm moving the slide, I move it really fast? If you don't move the slide fast, you're going to end up with slidey trombone sound. We don't want to have that. So make sure you know exactly where those positions are and practice moving your slide efficiently. All right, let's play. Here we go. Starting with D. 1, 2, ready. Rest, rest, rest.